Welcome to Spectrum TV News at 4. I am Uyai Anyekan, coming to you live from Uyo, the capital city of Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. Let's take a look at the major stories. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo Obasanjo Oshoba attend ex-AGF Bola Ajibola's burial. Akwa Ibom State Governor Udom Emmanuel calls for unity among Akwa Ibomites despite their political affiliations. Plus, U.S. searches for source of intelligence leak of Ukraine war plans. We'll bring you details of these stories and more after the break. Thanks for joining us. First in the news this afternoon, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo and his wife Oludalakbo today attended the funeral service of former judge of the International Court of Justice, Hague, Netherlands, Prince Bola Ajibola in Abeokuta, Ogun State. Ajibola, who was also an Athonian who founded Crescent University Abeokuta, passed away on Saturday night after a protracted illness as a result of old age. Others who attended the funeral were former President Olusegun Obasanjo and former Ogun State Governor Olusegun Oshoba. In another development, Professor Onje Genwando, a former Deputy Governor of Nasarawa State, near Wamba, the headquarters of Wamba local government area, his kidnappers placed a ransom of 70 million naira, but the family bargained for 2 million naira to 3.5 million naira and finally negotiated close to 4 million naira before he was released. Away from that, federal government has said it would enforce the latest policy by Google, saying the action was consistent with the Nigerian authorities' move to curtail the invasion of customers' privacy by loan apps. Notably, the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission had recently registered 170 loan apps out of the 200 operating in the country. Google, in its April 2023 policy update, said the new policy update would provide respite for loan app users in Nigeria and other places that have become accustomed to crude loan retrieval methods employed by a majority of loan apps. According to Google, the policy review will be effective May 31st. The Office of the Federation for giving approval of 19 billion naira to 4 ministries, department, agencies, MDAs of the federal government without seeking the approval of the Minister of Finance. Recall that the Senate had in October last year commenced an investigation into an alleged illegal payment of 19 billion naira. This was unable to present evidence of approval from the Ministry of Finance before paying the 19 billion naira from the service-wide vote to the 4 unnamed federal agencies. The Budget Office of the Federation, in its response to the query, claimed that it had written to the Office of the Auditor General of the Federation, AUGF, requesting for details of the 4 MDAs without response. Meanwhile, the committee chaired by Matthew Ugorinde noted that the Budget Office did not present the letter it claimed to have written to the Office of the Audit, has so far reportedly delivered 272 judgments in the 2022/2023 legal year. The Chief Justice of Nigeria, CJ, and Justice Olukayode Aruwola made this known in a statement while felicitating Nigerian Christian, civil, criminal, and election-related cases. He counseled both Christians and Muslims to use the 2 occasions to pray for continued peace and tranquility in the country. Away from that, the Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, has reaffirmed the commitment of the federal government to ensure the total radar coverage of Nigeria to ensure safety and security of the Nigeria airspace. The minister gave the assurance for the total radar coverage of Nigeria TRACON project at the Nigeria's airspace in Paris and France. Sirika, in a statement issued by his special assistant on public affairs, James Adaudu, said that the project was one of the legacy projects of the administration of President Buhari in the aviation sector, as it is meant to ensure that the Nigerian airspace is safe and secured. He added that on census, the National Population Commission (NPC) assistants and ad hoc workers for the exercise in the 21 local government areas. The NPC Commissioner in Adamawa State, Clifford Zira, confirmed that the 5,000 permanent and ad hoc staff are to receive the training by the Commission in all the states of the Federation and the Federal Capital Territory (FCT). Tertiary Matriculation Examination (UTME). In a statement by Head Public Affairs and Protocol Fabian Benjamin, the organization said the test, earlier scheduled for April. In a separate development, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) has debunked viral information on social media that it is currently recruiting through a dubious EFCC recruitment 20 further to provide a link on how to apply, urging members of the public to share to other social media groups for assistance. It added that the fraudsters mischievously added career to the Commission's website address, giving semblance to the genuineness of these schemes. While warning members of the public not to be deceived by the fake information, the Commission noted that its activities, including Akwa Ibom State Governor Udom Emmanuel, has called for unity among the people of the state, despite their political affiliations. The governor, who stated this in a broadcast message to the people of the state to mark the Easter celebration, which can to consolidate on the achievements recorded by successive administrations in the state. The governor, who described Easter as an important event in Christendom, said the death of Jesus to the people of the state for entrusting him with the task of governing the state for the past 8 years, noting that he will leave the state better than he met it. Governor Emmanuel said though his administration was faced with many economic challenges, his administration was able.
Calling for unity and love amongst our people. We may have disagreements on political front. We may have pursued growth and development through different political prisms, but we must resist the impulse and join hands with the governor-elect, Pastor Umo Eno, to build an economically vibrant state where the yearnings and hopes of our collective growth and development would be attained for the good of us and the generations.
To Africa, where 300 demonstrators from opposition parties have reportedly waved Tunisian flags and carried signs with the images of detainees at the rally organized by the main political opponents and personalities, including politicians, former ministers, businessmen and trade unionists. However, local and international rights groups have criticized the arrest. They allegedly accused Tunisia incumbent President Kais Saied of reinstating in the MENA region over a decade ago. Meanwhile, an official with the Republican Party, Samia Amor, called for a national dialogue in order to draw up a roadmap to save Tunisia and return to the democratic path. Still in Africa, at least 44 civilians are reportedly killed in the attacks without naming a specific group. Reports say Burkina Faso is one of the world's poorest countries and has become the epicenter of violence carried out by expanse of the Sahel region, south of the Sahara Desert. On the foreign scene, U.S. officials are searching for the source of a security breach as highly classified documents were allegedly leaked over the past few weeks on the offensive against Russian forces. The documents drew international scrutiny while alarming the Pentagon. Heavily publicized in an article published by the New York Times last week, the leak of allegedly highly confidential documents over the past month is grappling with fallout from the release of dozens of secret documents, including the impact on sensitive information sharing within the government and ties with other countries. West Bank settlement in a defiant signal that Israel's most right-wing government in history is determined to accelerate settlement building on occupied lands despite international opposition. According to reports, the mass rally also threatened to further raise tensions that have been heightened by days of unrest across trade in the occupied West Bank. Meanwhile, today's march took place in the northern West Bank, the scene of repeated violence in recent months. Thousands of Israeli police and army forces were reported Muslim holidays. Still to come in the news. Osimhen misses Napoli training ahead of AC Milan. Thanks for staying tuned, and now to the rest of the news. In business, oil marketers have reportedly written to the federal government over their proposal to build about that oil marketers in a letter to the Federal Ministry of Finance stated that they were set to deploy gas dispensers to 30,000 filling stations nationwide to cushion the impact of fuel subsidy removal. The letter, which was signed by the National President Independent Bank of Nigeria, released the 250 billion naira intervention fund for the National Gas Expansion Program. Ipman expressed that the platform will provide a cushion to Nigerians from the shock of high petrol price once subsidy is removed, and would significantly reduce the need for foreign exchange to import petrol. 0.68% to 3.36 trillion naira in 2022. According to the DMO, 2.93 trillion naira was spent on external and domestic debt servicing payments in 2021. Reports say an analysis by the Debt Management Office showed that the country spent $2.4 billion on external debt last year, noting that domestic debt servicing gulped 2.56 trillion naira in 2022, with the highest expenditures of 529.88 billion naira recorded in April. Recall that the agency had earlier reported that Nigeria's total debt stock stood at 46.25 trillion naira as of December 2022. Treatment by health and social care employers. According to information obtained from the website of the UK government, it said country identification follows the methodology contained in the 10-year review of relevance and effectiveness of the World Health Organization (WHO) Global Code of Practice on the international recruitment of health personnel. The UK government noted that the amber countries where international recruitment is permitted in compliance with the terms of a government-to-government agreement with the UK in place for international health and care workforce recruitment. Reports say this is coming 1 month after the World Health Organization listed 55 countries, including Nigeria, facing the most pressing health workforce challenges related to universal health coverage. Still in health, the president of the World Medical Association (WMA), Dr. Osahon Enabwile, has opposed the Medical and Dental Practitioners Act Amendment Bill, which seeks to compel medical and dental graduates to render 5-year compulsory services within Nigeria before being granted full license to practice. The bill, which passed second reading at the House of Representatives, described the bill as misplaced and ill-advised, saying it should be withdrawn because it would rather worsen brain drain. Enabile added that the bill shows a clear lack of understanding of the push and pulls factors buoying the crisis of brain drain in Nigeria, and other parts of Africa, the region was hit by the crisis. Assistant coach Osho has resigned from his position today. Osho revealed this on his Facebook page. He, however, did not disclose reasons for the resignation. He joined Rivers United in August of 2021. Osho had a stint with Enyimba United before he joined Rivers United. Victor Osimhen did not train with his Napoli teammates today ahead of Wednesday's UEFA Champions League quarter-final first leg clash against AC Milan. According to reports, Osimhen is still recuperating from a muscle injury. The Nigerian suffered a tear in his adductor muscle while on international duty with a three-time African champions last month. Meanwhile, Napoli were hoping that their talismanic. According to a popular Italian journalist, Gianluca Di Marzio, Osimhen did not take part in squad training. Instead, he worked individually on the pitch before heading into the gym. The 24-year-old will undergo a round of medical. On our entertainment news, Netflix is currently streaming, which is reportedly the first solely Welsh language production to be shown on the global streaming service. According to drama head Gwelian Greville, the movie, which is a version of Iwan Roberts' debut novel. Still in entertainment, the Cinema Exhibitors Association of Nigeria, CIAN, today said it closed this while speaking to newsmen in Lagos. Ajayi said the total admission of viewers into cinemas across the federation for the period under review was 174,071. .ng. You have been watching Spectrum TV News at 4. I am Uyai Aniek, and thanks for watching and do enjoy the rest of your day.